So 6 weeks ago, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. If you had asked me on my birthday only a couple of months ago, would I be in this situation right now, I would have said to you no, because I just didn't think cancer was something that was going to happen to me. I'm 44 and I'm probably at the fittest and healthiest I've been in my life. Both my grandparents, my maternal grandparents, died in their 60s. And I think from my early 30s, I really started to take a focus on, being fit and healthy and looking after myself. And I've really prided myself on that. I guess I just never took the first sign of what could be breast cancer seriously. So it was April this year, and it actually wasn't me that felt the lump. It was my partner at the time. He said, "What's this?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I felt, and he's like, "Feel that." And I was like, "Oh, it's probably nothing. It's probably nothing." And I did what most people do. You get out your phone, you go on Google and you go, small lump in the breast. And because I have breast implants, a lot of the things that were coming up were sometimes scar tissue can rise, and it can create a little bit of a lump. So I didn't think anything of it. Went on, carried on life. I came back to Australia in May for a visit to Port Macquarie, and I was seeing my doctor about something else. And I was just about to leave, and he said, "Anything else?" And I said, "Actually, I've just got this lump here. Do you want to check it out?" And he goes, "Look, I'll need to get someone to come in. We will need to do an examination." Did the examination. He goes, "Look, I don't think it's nothing, but we should send you away for a test." And so I went for an MRI. I went back to New Zealand, took the referral for the MRI, and I sat on it. And it wasn't that until I came back to Australia again at the end of June that I thought, gosh, I better book this MRI and I better just, go and get it done. It's probably nothing. So I had that MRI done end of June, the 29th of June to be exact, and I went back to New Zealand. And so then it was about a week later, the start of July, that my doctor called me and said, "Kristal, something suspicious has popped up in that MRI, and you really need to go and get a biopsy." And so I thought, "Oh, well, can that just wait till I come back to Australia?" And he's like, "No, when you've got a suspicious lump, you really need to get that biopsied straight away." And I was like, "Oh, okay, can I do that when I'm coming back to Australia? I'll be back in Australia at the end of August, somewhere in August." And he's like, "No, are you being serious? You need to get a GP now in New Zealand, and you need to go get a referral and get a biopsy done." So that was a whole rigmarole being in New Zealand and trying to get a GP to get a referral. Took a whole day on the phone to organise. Finally got that GP appointment, got the referral through to the breast care clinic at the hospital in Rotorua. Went up there for the first appointment. While I was there, the surgeon that was there, he felt under my armpit and he said, you've got a swollen lymph node. How long have you had that? And I said, "Oh, that's the first I've heard about it." The doctor in Australia just a month ago, he didn't say anything about that. It didn't show up in the MRI. Anyway, he sent me away for the biopsies. Again, I had to wait, so it was like week on week. So it was the 5th of August that I went for the biopsies, and on that particular day, they did a mammogram, an ultrasound, and 2 core biopsies. So I had a core biopsy in the lump here, and then one under my lymph node. At the same time, while they were doing the ultrasound, they identified that I had 3 lumps. And I guess, if there's a lesson in this is, my delay in response meant that I went from 1 lump to 3 lumps, and that it also travelled to my lymph nodes in a space of 5 weeks. So it means that I've got quite a fast growing cancer. So then it was the 15th of August that I went back up for my results of the biopsies. And it's pretty funny because I went in there and I already knew what the outcome was going to be. The night before, I was really sick. I had this pain in my gut that just wouldn't go away. And it was almost like my body was telling me, it was like that gut instinct or that gut reaction that you've got cancer, Kristal, like this is serious. And so I went in to the next day knowing. I was like, I know what you're going to say. I said that to the surgeon. I know what you're going to say. You're going to tell me I've got cancer. And he said, yes, Kristal, you have got breast cancer. And it is in your breast and it is in your lymph nodes. And we're going to need to carry out surgery and then chemotherapy. And he started talking about going into the treatment sorts of things. It was so much to digest. Like my head was spinning. Like even though I knew that was what they were going to say, it was almost like I was watching myself in a TV show or a movie, because I was like just in this shock. And I don't know, it was just a lot. And anyway, I went back home and I messaged a couple of my friends, one of whom went on the breast cancer journey in 2019, and she came straight around, my friend Aroha, and she just talked to me so calmly about her journey, about some of the decisions that she had to make, about her experiences, and she talked to me about some of the challenges that she'd had in the New Zealand health system, about the support that was needed. And so almost instantly that night, I knew that I needed to come home to Australia, to come home to Port Macquarie. Because here in Port Macquarie, I've got my mum and my daughter and lots of beautiful friends, and I have lots of family that are not too far to travel to get here. So Aroha really helped me process the gravity of what was happening, but also helped me to make that quick decision. I mean, one of the things she said to me was one of the drugs that she required for her journey wasn't available for free. And so she had to fundraise $38,000 to get this drug. And she said, but in Australia, that drug is available. So if you need that drug, you should go home. The health system's so much more advanced in Australia, and your ability to be able to access the drugs that you need free of charge is going to be far greater than it is here in New Zealand. And so really quickly over the next couple of days, I had to start to put that plan in action of making the transition back, sorting out what was going to happen with my sons in New Zealand, finding a place to live, and getting the transfer of all my health records back to Australia to get the ball rolling, and to get a medical team here in Port Macquarie. So I arrived back in Australia on the 12th of September, and yeah, I'm so grateful for the amazing medical team that I've got around me and all of the friends and family that have rallied around me. It's been a lot to process. There's been, I guess, not a single day that I haven't cried since I've had my diagnosis. it's been like what I would call a roller coaster. Just making decisions, acting, almost being like a robot on autopilot. When you stop, you start to feel, you start to think, and your mind goes all over the place about the what ifs, or what's going to happen, or how am I going to feel, or what should I do? And constantly trying to pull yourself back into your body and go, just get back to your little routines, just get back to the things you know how to take care of yourself, self-love, self-preservation. And I know that I'm strong, and I know how resilient I am because I've been through a lot in my life already. I've never asked the question of why me. And I think that's incredibly important, I guess, to mention. I've always believed that any ailment, anything that we have that's wrong with us has something to do with something that's going on in our lives, our relationships and all of that. And, I put down this breast cancer as being, I guess, the outcome or the output of some of the trauma that I've experienced through my life. And I see this as not that it's the result of all of that, because I've been on such a healing journey, and I believe this is the last part to almost finally free me, to set me free from all of those past traumas and everything that I've been through in my life. Yeah, I'm so appreciative of all of the support that I've had, and I want to continue to share this journey with you. And I hope that you'll indulge me and you'll embrace me as you already have been doing, and all the messages of support. And I will continue to make some videos and share my experiences in the hope that I might inspire, that I might encourage, and I might motivate others around me that who might be going through something similar, or maybe something that compares. But I hope that I give you hope that no matter what happens, it all comes down to mindset, to positivity, and staying connected with beautiful people around you. So thank you.